FWR in Japan. First round of the new season. I'm sure we've all been hyped up and waiting after two preseason testing for both tiers. Uh, the only one I can know is in tier one. Mehmet Ali got P1. Marcel in Spain was a 21-9, got P1. Yeah, it is raining in Suzuka. Not really something that is actually uncommon. There's a couple drivers that I haven't really seen much, but it was the slowest steer, and I can quite say as well by quite some margin. Let's see what they can produce. Michael, let me just take a photo. See what they can produce. As if you don't know me, I am Liam, or you can call me Genghis. I am the commentator. I can guess I can commentate when I can. Right, so let us see who can kind of surprise us today. With us on the element of surprise. British Bugle was one of the people there that, I sense would be would sense would be really good. So let's see what Michael can do. He's looking to be quite good in the raid. Let us see if he can live up to those standards. Here's Michael now leaving the pitch. Well, there's also going to be a couple other drivers leaving the pits too. Michael. His Apex Hunters are joined. Here is Rusty Microbe. The drivers are now leaving the pit lane to start their laps. Let's see if they can go for a full. How many laps are they going to do? Because in the rain, you can't really just do one. Kind of have to do a couple. See Microbe on his lap. Let's see what he can do. Oh, he's on his out lap. It's not that hard to replace for traction or anything. It's a quite enjoyable track in my opinion. Eggs, well, if you did watch the pre-season testing, was one of the pretty quick ones in my opinion. It's like some pretty nice times. Well, Michael's soon gonna start his lap as we're not gonna ride on board with the Williams. Now heading out to screw on the formation lap and he's burning. Mate, no, do not. Why is he burning? Why are you burning? Yeah, so here's your assist for the lap. So, well, let's not discount it out. Here's Michael. Pretty slippery after the final corner, and it's already shocking considering the rain. And he starts his flying lap here and is burning quite nice amount there. As we now head into turn 2, being really careful on the power. Avoids the curb and does he lift? Does his little bit of braking as there's a yellow flag just before us. Everyone tries to start their lap. But we're on board with Michael heading to the end of sector 1, which is just a sector full of hard corners and S's. As now he goes onto the grass, and is he gonna face the wall? No, he's gonna survive it, but he lost balances. I think behind him would be Mick. It is Mick. Let's see Mick now. 39-0 sector 1. Let's see who can better it. We're gonna ride on board with Rusty Microbe. I don't think he's on a lap. No, I don't think he is. Who is on a lap? So we'll just use Mick for now. It's going quite well, but this is a car which has a 30, so he's 2.5 times slower than Mick in sector 1. Here's Mick again through sector 2. We're here now. I got the spoon, and that is near. Oh, okay. Right, heading after solution into 130R. Don't actually take a part in the ring. 23.9 is the time to beat Brew here. Let's see if Lewis or Jay can beat. Okay, as Lewis now should destroy that, considering at that pace he's going. He's a second up. Jay is the fastest man, I'd say, in the first sector. It's a 43.6 by Mick, who goes to the top of the field. Well, what did you even say? Man, freedom of speech. What is freedom of speech? What did you say? Lewis demolished that with a 42.4. Rusty Michael was 50.0. I don't know what happened on his lap. Choke on it. Should go ahead of Mick. His TRM 2009 was a 43.5. There's a yeah, Dr. Shea 09 42 to P1. He goes. Michael is on another lap. So let's see, as the McLaren does get out of his way, he needs to be careful because this is the sector where he lost it last time. It looks good. Stays in 40 gear and is easily back on the front line. He's being really careful. He tries to use as much track as he can. There's no Q, but now goes to P3, 43.4, just have his teammate there. Fastest sector 1 for Michael. He needs to be careful because this is where he can invalidate, and that was exactly what I was saying. You get too eager on the bar, you get stuck on the car. That is a lot of time actually lost for him. As let's see how sharp you can be on the power. Have to burn through here, babe. Can you just tell me what you said, because it doesn't fit in one. As here he comes to the end of sector 2. There's a couple other drivers on their lap. British Google is also in this. Michael can set the lap. That looks to be pretty nice. So 23.2. So that is not a bad lap considering his fucked up tires. And well, I just said. Can you just say what you said? No, because like that doesn't fit all in one. Just tell me what you said. And over the line. P3, pretty solid lap there. British Google now come to the end of that sector. 20 points. Well, not you. Well, tell me what you were arguing. As he used all his deployment already, you can see the no ABS. And traction, as he nearly loses the car, but this lap will easily as well put him to the top. It's a 140.3. 2 seconds nearly to clear out the field. Gaming Godzilla now. And what did you say? There's nothing called nothing. You had to say something. Philip to 39.3. So this should put him around the make region. Depends on how the rest of your lap goes. So 1-2 for Haas after these first 10 or so minutes of qualifying. Flip now. This looks really a bit better, I think, than Mick compared to him previously for the second. E3 goes D. And what are the rules anyway? Like, tell me the rules. Flip will come to the end of his lap as he uses a lot of his deployment, but as you now head to the line, he pits. Right. Who's on a lap? Michael should be on one, and is 1.4 seconds up. He should be a lap for P2 easily. As he invalidates. Well, we got overhead of yourself. Could have been actually first. Well, it's a fair rule. You're not allowed to distribute penalties during a race. Like it's like that. I argue the same thing in another league. Why do you distribute the penalty during the race? And after Brazil, where I commentated, and you said, "Well, I'm the steward and you're the commentator. Shut up." I'd agree. You're not allowed. You should not be distributing penalties in a race. Should not be investigated after everything ends. Why? You need to see both PVs. 2, you need to talk with other members. Like the one you did with Marcel and the Brazil sprint in D1 last time. You know how bullshit I thought it was? That you've just looked at it during your sprint. You haven't seen any of their POVs, and you're saying, yeah, no, NFA. Either you're shitty steward or that's the way the league is. Because it does not work that you're not seeing any one of the POVs during a race and then you're like, yeah, that's penalty. I swear, this is why every big league is nowadays saying, and this is a good step for Marcel. He's saying, review them after the race. Why are you doing it during the race? You cannot wait 1 extra hour. Are we that impatient these days? Apex Hunter, God knows what he's doing. Right. Alright, I'll just put up this second. Yeah, and what did more? I mean, I don't think you understand. I am not active on the server. I am not active on the server. I only get told to Marcel when he invites me to lobby, just so I can commentate. That's it. You said wait. Something is not adding up. You said that he created a rule where you cannot have penalties during a race, and I just said I agree with Marcel. You cannot have a penalty during the race. It does not fucking work like that. Like the sprint race where him and that kick had the collision. And what you're saying is that you're agreeing with him and you still argue with him. Like, make up your mind, man. Make P2, what a nice lap. 140.8 improvement, nearly 3 seconds. But if the guy stands off British Blue, it looks to be set out for this qualifying session. Lewis just goes ahead with a 40.823. This man found a lot of improvement, however, he cannot keep it on track. And what in fuck are you doing? Flip is on the lap. We haven't really viewed Flip. It's really hard to do these corners in the wet, as you can look at the TC off he is. Has a lot of curve. He made this is why not lots of people will join this league. This is the most bullshit thing I have read in my life. What do you mean? But sometimes the incident is shown on stream and you can clearly. It doesn't work. I don't care if I go straight line. Let me see the other guy's POV. Did he get hit from behind? No, what do you mean if it's not clear? No! You're gonna wait after the race and you're gonna see if they report it. If they do not report it, you do not investigate it. Then, if they do report it, you're gonna ask to see both POVs, not only one. That's how league racing works. You cannot deny, like, that's how league racing works. Well, if I invite you to the league now, you're gonna see that you're gonna do the exact same thing I did. Whoever reports, they do this. They see their POV and they ask for the other guy's POV and they make a decision. Not that, oh my god, I saw an incident during the race, so I'm gonna report it as a steward. It's not flipping work like that. What do you mean? It's not clear. Does the guy want to go report it? They have like a discussion in the game saying, yeah, sure, I'll not report it because that thing can happen. Philip goes to a nice position there. What is he doing? Right, so there's maybe a couple people that can threaten Paul, but what about you? You're 1.1 seconds up the track is running quickly. Like, there's some, but it's like, let me put this in a mind now. Be someone if there's an incident in the race. The person was pissed. You report it? No, completely ignore it. Yes, ask for the POV. Then ask the other's POV and make a decision. What you said is so fucking bullshit. If I read it again, I might go to the whatever they call that, the ER. Hi, Val, how are you, mate? British Boo Boo improves his time by nearly 2 seconds, so there is a lot of improvement now being found. And when we look on his teammate who hasn't validated, there's a couple of drivers who might threaten, and he's on his out lap. I think a lot of people now will go for a lot of luck. Like, MP3 is really nice. If no one has really been there and thereabouts. Right. So Flip is also on another lap, and he's pretty much under a lot of time on this. You can see how he is doing quite well actually. Wish the TC off. Head to the line, and the lap will be good enough for P6. Nice lap. Choke on it was a 41.4, and I just slotted into P5. Yes, that's what I'm saying. If they do not report it, you will completely fucking ignore it. You will act like it never happened. If they ignore it, you will ask for the for let's see there's two cars, McLaren and Red Bull. You will ask for both their POVs and make a decision. Why will you investigate it during the race? What if the McLaren I talked about does not want the other car to get the penalty? What if they're good friends? You know that thing is actually quite common in league racing. By doing that you're basically ruining everything for them. Here's Michael, who might actually not be doing that bad. He's actually been quite quick. 37.8 is a pretty darn good time as he does it again. Me! Like what the hell is this logic that I've just read? Wait, I should not be investigating during the race? What the hell? No. IRL if I do that because it's flagged by them or it's like in IRLF1 the teams report it because the teams are not racing on the wheel, are they? Or the controller on the keyboard, whatever you race on. No. They have a lot of members in IRLF1 that have the chance to report it. Here the only person that can report it is either the teammate, which I don't think, some random person, which will never happen, or him. The him is racing. You have to wait after to see if you will. Original Cuba P5 41-1. Mick is in a really nice position. As here we are. The team principal won't report it. What if the team principal is a flipping driver? Oh my! What is the logic? It's like. So he's not gonna actually report it until during the race. You know why? Let me tell you why. A, he has to engineer his driver. B, he has to watch his driver. And this is the thing. Even in the IRL FI, at least if you're gonna report in the race, show both POVs. Like for I think one of the things you guys showed it showed looked at one POV and said the NFA. You even posted NFA. Well, you're gonna always have to wait after if there's an impeding in qualifying. Some people might actually just do it right after qualifying during the countdown because it's really quick to get the clip power for the race. So you have to put it after the race. Your logic is zero. You watch this stream and you're like, well, I'm gonna just report it for that guy, even though he might not even want to report it. Right, there's a couple drivers I would need a lap. One of them is Michael, who should be way up the order today. Mick as well is now on his lap as the checker flag is now finished. The checker flag has crossed and Birch Boogie, TRM, Chocolate and Flip have taken the line. Can make find an improvement. Well, I cannot read his name. Now goes to Peter. British Boogie Spoil just feels pretty safe. Well, he is a 10 sub as this could be a pretty good result, as I say that in here. He does not invalidate. And now he looks to be on for a top 3 here now, Mick. And you can see him fighting the car as she has a V car, but what I think is Apex Hunter up ahead, and he lets him by cleanly. Mick now heading to Screw Corner, and we'll see, because this is the part of the track where the mistakes and the slippery mistakes can happen. He is wiggly wobbly on the power. However, when he gets back on it, he can feel the traction. Right. .2 seconds, an extra tenth or so. this could be a pretty darn nice result for Mick. Still, that final Suzuka corner is not the easiest, and he goes to P5. He's not far off. He's actually 40 milliseconds off the top three, and you will need a lap, mister. And this lap will be P3. What a lap! The top, they're really close. 2.5 tenths to P3 from P6. British goes on pole. They don't even need to go for another run. By nearly 1 second, 8 tenths to Lewis, P2, and Michael. Finally, set lap is P3. The fucking chat's repeating itself. Okay, well, 8 tenths, but these gaps are really close. Not the ball, but look at this gap from P2 to 3.3 and P3 and P4 to P6 is close as well. Could be on for a pretty nice race today. As here are the laps I've gotten validated. Michael has had 1 lap and his 1 lap paces. Uh, yeah, I couldn't say her name. Can I just call you Dylan? It would be like easier for me. All right. Well, it is actually dry during the race here in Suzuka, which could be up for a thriller. Suzuka's quite an entertaining track. However, when it comes to dirt here, it is far from nice. But you should give me a break, man. How was everybody's Friday? I hope it was good. Mine was actually okay. I went to the mall after school and I got my friend's birthday present. I got him a Red Bull Lego and I got myself an Apex GP Lego. Uh, as you have the formation lab here in a track. Good to hear. Where Eggs is gonna race and he's reversing for Eggs. Good driver as well. A lot of cars have just had so much collision on lap one. Michael as British Google can deep runaway races. Where we have one of the competitors in the field. It's a P6 and 7 for Mercedes, P1 and P5 for Haas, P3, P10 for Williams, P8, P9 for McLaren, P11 for Aston Martin, P2 and 12 for Ferrari, and P4 and P4, P14 for Zuka, P15 and 15 for Red Bull. Currently, the team that is active threatening also say Red Bull, however, the team that looks the best so far would obviously be Haas. He's not having to go on the formation lap, you have to really warm up your tires, man. I need to tell him and sure we have to make this realistic. Right. Marcel's left the session. Everyone is on softs except TRM, Michael, and Dylan are all on softs. The rest are on mediums. And Gaming Godzilla's on hards. Is he looking for a long strategy? You can do a 2-stopper here. You can do a 1-stopper. The 1-stopper will always be easier on the mediums. Though the 1-stopper is really the 2-stopper is not recommended. You'd lose it. Let's say load of time as you're still on the softs. British Bungo will now line up on the grid for the tires. looking good as he's not gonna line up. Wibbly wobbly. Here's the rest of the grid, starting from Apex Hunter at the back. He didn't spin on traction. That is some pretty nice parking. As some people have just gotten done for on the parking. Marcel's joined back. Suzuka Circuit can produce some spectacles. 1 light, 2 light, 3 light, 4 light, and 5 lights. City's lights out, and away we go in Suzuka. I wouldn't say it was the quickest of starts for British Bungu. Michael was a brilliant start. Michael was a phenomenal start. He's taken the lead at turn 1. And what about the others? British Bungu has lost the position. Lewis has also lost position to this man who's already maybe about to lose it. British Bungu has gotten back ahead already. Cannot keep it. Like, even in the other league where he's ranked team, he cannot keep it on track. They can't left this session. Jay, as you have a car at the back, it is Jay and Egg. British Bungu leads from Michael, from Lewis, Dion, Darche, Nick, Godzilla, DRM, Cuba, Choke on It, Flip, Apex Hunter, Rusty Microbe, Jay and Eggs. The main profiteers are Michael, P3 to P2. You also have a nice one. Apex Hunter has gained 2 positions. There's a couple others getting. Mick is now up into P5 and looks to chase after Dylan. British Bungu took back the lead and it should start gapping them soon. He's burned a lot compared. If you compare it to Michael, he's burned quite a lot. Can Michael maybe do something? Look at British Bungu going wide. Of course, I've raced him before. He's not the quickest. I mean, I don't think I'd be allowed to race him either at the fucking top. But he's not deploying anything on the straight compared to this man who has pretty much deployed a lot. Don't think Michael is really worried. His exit box. Will he have to go on the hards or new mediums? He needs to be careful for he loses a lot of time. It's now exit. I actually retired in the pitch. Our first retirement is X. Look at the time that he loses in the fucking gases. He goes on the curbs. Like, I don't know why you rely on the curb. Alright. Which is gonna be Lewis. As he's gonna look at the move. Michael has looked really well, but he could not really prioritize off it. As he's gonna now burn. What can Michael do? Can he hold them back? As you now Wilson soon head to lap 3. Out of 27 are on Suzuka Circuit today. Nick, as the Archer is a little disconnected. Oh, there's contact as well between them as they're trying to get past the AI car. And now they're gonna go and at it. Make has the fastest lap of the Grand Prix. Looks to have a bit of pace. And that is CRM was made a mistake by going on the grass. Gavin Godzilla should take advantage. However, he does not. He looked careful. He looked like he was being careful. And will now look at this to the inside. The what? You have to jerk off something. Here's Gaming Godzilla on the outside of the corner. Can they maintain this? They had contact. They've had even more contact. Is that to push the pass? I don't think so. The McLaren might try and get them back on the outside. However, the softs are not really that tired that you would like to be on. As you can see with Michael, who's lost even another position. Will now again to make who is on a roll and is on fire as Michael defends, but all back on power. Mick looks really, really good. The original keyboards just had what is this? So Dr. Shea is wanted. Alright, British Bogu will now head, or as we now head to. So they kind of have, you could say, they're more similar ERS. Lewis says the fastest up and is chasing down after British Bogu. He's going to beat this time, but on stage, British Bogu looks quite nice. Mick has a time penalty, and it's just dropped. I think he's just being quite impatient, as Gaming Godzilla is not far behind him as well, in a 10th through turn 2. PRM has kind of dropped out, as he's barely getting the RS and helping Chiefs back by Liv. Right, so Mick will get back onto the power and will set his sight on Michael. Michael defending, gonna go even worse than this. Apex Huntress at the moment, Rusty Michael has run. And Rusty Michael, I think, is also had as impacted by this. And Rusty Michael didn't beat 12 is not the points being shared with Cuba. As here is Mick, who is close. Michael is not really is saving, in my opinion, in an unhygienic way, but at the same time, he does have that on the straight. He has a straight advantage, and he's boxed. I mean, oh fuck me, Michael, man. As it sounds like he was after all speeding the fucking bits hard. Uh, Okay, so Mick has just moved up that position that he would want and will not go after Dylan, as British Burger has gapped them fair and squarely, as here is Lewis. Right, Lewis and a couple others now are still pushing on this. Here is Lewis. It's fucking fun. Michael trying to restore something, but he's. I don't know why he's just not going straight back on the towers, and he's also not gotten a free S. Fuck. 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 He has a free S. So trying to restore something, but it's like, no, I don't see how big of an undercut can even be. Might tell. And again, a couple of those have that free S. Or stupid free S. Gaming Godzilla is Lewis and British Buggy. As we shift up through the gears, this British Buggy doesn't seem to be much of a contest. Alright. Lewis. In British rugby, he's easily done. You can got that hold it. Flip flop save. We don't get a time penalty, and let's see how good the sub is can be. In the S market car. We're offering the brand new front race. Okay. When it presented up 16 session and Dr. Series, I don't know if it's even the next video. This is 12 years unfortunately. Win this race. Right. Dylan Pitts. Six tires. There's 6 tires. Go with that. Medium. I'm going the hard city at the moment. It's literally fuck. Right. One side. Yeah, I'll take like this position is up. And there's not a bit off there. Because Dion has mentioned other times, those not regular drivers, so keep grabbing fairly quickly. J2 is maybe gonna try something. British boat to do and FWR gets another time what the hell? Apex Hunter has retired on the track and is crashing with his inertial safety car. Karen just spice up the races. This he has another 10 second. Fuck. British buggy fits. You know, like if when you're this far in the flipping lead, it's and on even on just a bit more older tires, it's so useless pit. I mean, it's actually quite useless pit. You're gonna fucking pit later and you're gonna fucking inherit the lead. Mate, if you're watching this gaming console, you have to kind of defend. Oh my god, there's a drive through. Oh my god, there's a drive through. Oh my god, he has fucking drive through. Oh my god. I've been blessed. Alright. And he's fun! He's at the moment too. Mate, this guy is so blessed. And this guy's even more blessed. And if this guy did not. Then if you. Wait, where is he? Where is he? And if this guy did not fuck it, then he'd actually do alright. Gaming Godzilla now. British Buggle is actually pretty fucked. With that drive for time penalty, even though he's gonna catch the car that quickly, doesn't make a difference because if Gaming Godzilla say pits next lap, he's still gonna be ahead of British Buggle, which actually sounds quite surreal considering this would be the gap. But he tried to get his foot on the car quicker after pitting. Well, but he worked at least. In the gravel! Lewis has just gotten past, and now he has to serve his drive for, and this is going from what looked to be a guaranteed P1. are we even gonna be on the podium now? As this is his drive-through, he's being followed by other cars who are here to make their pit stops. I don't think got to make them under the virtual safety car. Lewis has a big lead now up top and is already heading towards the end of Sector 1 just as he leaves the pit lane. This is pretty big now. The gap is 17 seconds and Gaming Godzilla can basically now pit and still be ahead. Right. So, if you're Gaming Godzilla pitting, you cannot pit now. I'll tell you that. You cannot pit now. Stay out now. Lewis will catch up with you. So he is fine. He is fine. I don't even know that this where is the worst or might already be horrible. Right, so okay, we'll read it. Right, put it in and I'll read it. Gaming Godzilla, you go off the curb and he's nearly gone off there. British Bug was taking a little bit of time, but still needs to find a bit more if he even wants to challenge. He needs to find a lot more. This man is just a brand new fast stop and you need to kind of find a lot of pace too. As Gaming Godzilla still looking good. As a couple drivers now are pitting as well. Well, yeah, type it in chunks, type it in bits, you know. As yeah, they're now going for stops. Oh my god, he just fucked himself up. But yeah, the brand new cars and slappers, I guess. But he didn't even really. Yeah, he's actually fucked up. I don't want to get fired, you know. My plan is not to get fired. Gaming, he can stay out until like laps 16. It's no, it's the reason is to take care of him after the fucking race. Well, that is a brand new load. It is a brand new load, chat. Fine. Why am I even commentating? How did I even end up here? I was in TDR. I'm in TDR. Wait, no. Yeah. I was in TD. Alright, and then just went to commentate here. Which I actually said yes. Not bad. Can you win Gaming Godzilla? It's not impossible, but can you like produce something with the first tries? And you still need to quietly stay out for a bit as well. So we'll see. sorry guys. I think that's that. You didn't send me anything. You did not really send me anything. Well, if I check now, it didn't really send me anything. Ah, British Bug was actually not being gained anything when you think about it. The cap is being the same. Maybe I going good. Well, let's see when this guy pits. He's actually the name. Then within the next lap, he's gonna pit. Within the next laps, actually.
same amount of championships as Ollie X. No, Ollie X has won like 3 or 4. I could have been the same level as Shaz if it wasn't for my job. That's why you quit all your jobs, all your commitments to focus on Burper. Burper is love. Burper is like, Tillen hasn't done anything in the past 3 years on a Monday or a Saturday apart from race PP. Try to see the amount of commitment that takes. And he's still not a champion.